Theories suggest that if the balance of Earth's landmasses is thrown out of whack, all of the ground on the Earth could suddenly spin around the core of the planet.
That was the idea of someone named Charles Hapgood, who had this theory that the Earth could, and in fact several times had, reorganized itself in just this fashion.
Below the Earth's crust is a thick layer of mantle called the asthenosphere, where the rock is soft and malleable. Earthquakes normally occur when two sections of the crust above it scrape against each other. But in Hapgood's theory, a large enough imbalance on the surface could set the entire crust sliding over the asthenosphere at once.
To Hapgood, it seemed possible that the crust could spin around completely independently of the mantle itself, so you could just roll the outer crust over it. Of course, imagine what it would be like trying to live on the crust when that happened.
It would be very bad, to put it plainly. Some sort of quick, large-scale movement of a piece of the crust is going to cause earthquakes. It's going to cause tidal waves. It would be catastrophic.
This isn't just one version of the apocalypse. This is every version at once. And Hapgood theorized that the horrific destruction would only be amplified by the fact that the Earth isn't a perfect sphere.
It bulges at the equator. If you imagine if you had a point on the North Pole and if you had a point on the equator, the point on the equator is going around at quite a rate, so it has a higher angular momentum.
If you have ever experienced being on a merry-go-round and holding on to the end, it wants to pull you off. And that's the same force that the spinning object, such as the Earth, is experiencing. And so it's pulling the material closer to the equator and having it slightly bulge out in the middle.
Given that the Earth is not perfectly round and the crust hugs it very solidly, well, that means that areas that were moving across the equator would suddenly now have to stretch, and they would most likely start to break open, and we would be looking at severe earthquakes.